the absolute fundamentals of visual design. Let's go. Although visual design on the web can seem complex, everything boils down to 6 basic elements: lines, shapes, color, texture, typography, and form. Let's start with lines. They help to create shapes. They divide sections, they create separation, visual interest, and they usually have length and width. It sounds so simple, it's almost silly, but alas, it is important. Now, where do you see examples of lines on the web? Maybe on this very page you're looking at. On to shapes. Shapes are self-contained areas composed of lines, values, color, and texture. All objects are composed of shapes. Think boxes, containers, groups, patterns. Where do you see examples of shapes on your favorite websites? Now, color. Color palettes differentiate shapes. They add depth and emphasis, and they establish a brand experience. When you look at different websites, they all have their own color palette, almost always using their brand color palette. Colors can also evoke emotion and feeling, depending on the choices used. Light and sophisticated, dark and luxurious, colorful and exotic, and so on. Take a look at your favorite websites and look at the way they establish color. On to texture. Texture gives the illusion of how a surface feels. Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be a real texture like dirt or crumpled paper or metal, although it can be. Texture is used to either attract or divert attention from content. Now, typography. This includes fonts, size, color, spacing, and alignment. Typography helps organize the words on a page in a meaningful manner, using hierarchy to differentiate between different sections like titles, subheadings, body, and footer copy. Finally, form. Form gives the illusion of three-dimensional objects. They add depth and texture to create a 3D object and are used to accentuate a message or to provide visual appeal. When you look at a product-heavy website, say like the Apple website, for example, you're going to see stunning versions of form with their product imagery. Now that we've touched on the 6 basic elements of visual design, let's discover the 7 principles of visual design. There are a set of widely accepted guidelines or principles when it comes to visual communication, and the basic principles boil down to the following 7: balance, rhythm, proportion, space, dominance, hierarchy, and unity. Balance is the arrangement and distribution of objects to create meaning. Rhythm is the repetition of elements and creates movement and can establish a pattern and texture. Proportion is also known as scale and demonstrates how each item relates in size. Space is also known as white space, where you let a design breathe, creating impact with quietness and simplicity. Give your design or your websites room to breathe. You don't have to jam-pack everything into one tiny little box. Give it space. Dominance is the focal point achieved in size, color, shape, and so on, and is used to communicate a primary message. Hierarchy differentiates primary and secondary focus and is achieved through size, color, and placement. Unity is the big picture of a design, how all elements are related or unrelated, and grouping of similar elements. So, in summary, the essence of visual design is made up of 6 basic elements: lines, shapes, color, texture, typography, and form, and 7 essential principles: balance, rhythm, proportion, space, dominance, hierarchy, and unity. Hope you took notes. And remember, you don't need to master all of these things. Today, when I'm designing and building sites, I rarely come back to this list, because the more you design and build with these fundamentals in mind, the more natural they become. I'll see you in the next lesson.